Hello, good evening to you. A warm welcome to Prime Business with me, Pius Kojo Baka. Some rice farmers are casting doubts over the effectiveness of the ban on exports for some grains to avert food shortage in the coming weeks. Government yesterday announced the ban of exports of some grains to help prevent food crisis starting next month. But chairman of the Competitive African Rice Platform, Yao Poku, says the porous nature of our borders might make it difficult for it to work.
We've been through that scenario several times since the PFJ started, and it has not really worked. The good intentions of the government and the minister is thrown out when it gets to the field. So you go out there, those who are exporting it, smuggling, it's not actually exported, they are not captured by the data collectors because they are not exporting through the well-known ports and gateways. They are exporting through the bushway, a truck at a time. And so you may have about, say, 1,000 metric tons leaving within a day from a particular district or area. And that is what is happening. And because the borders are porous, we cannot do anything to stop it from going. This is the situation we find ourselves in.
And
so the ban will not
conclude that for me.
So I don't think the ban will really have the effect it's supposed to have. I don't think so.
Meanwhile, economist Professor William Babwatin has maintained the development will have a negative impact on inflation going forward.
The other one is that we're trying to tame inflation, and now 20.9% as of last month was something all of us were thinking that we'll be able to bring it to the team. This may also jeopardize our efforts in bringing inflation. So the strategy here will be all of us trying to bring our shoulders to the wheel. Government will then have to recalibrate its expenditure, try to make sure that some productive expenditure that government will embark on, especially this election year, government has to take a second look at it and make sure that all expenditure is focused on more productive parts of activity so that we'll be able to reduce the impact of this.
Let's now touch on some tax-related stories. Some tax analysts have cast doubts the ambitious tax proposals announced in the manifestos of the two major political parties, that's the New Patriotic Party and, of course, the National Democratic Congress, can be rolled out under the IMF program. Both parties have promised to remove the e-levy and reduce some levies at the ports as well as scrap the COVID-19 levy. But speaking to Joy Business, tax analyst Francis Timoboy cautioned the blanket removal of these taxes without alternative plans to boost revenue may derail the IMF program.
COVID-19 alone brings, I think 2025, we're expecting about 6 billion Ghana cedis. E-levy is going to give us around 2.5 billion cedis. If you scrap them, we must have an alternative. So certainly some of the policies are going to conflict with the IMF policy. Remember, IMF, their problem is that we are not collecting enough compared to the size of our GDP. Currently, we are around 14%, and our neighbors are doing 32%. So what is it that you have with your tax system? And that's why they always complain when we give tax exemptions to big multinationals. So clearly, if the policies as they have outlined, I agree that we need to revise our tax system. But whilst we are granting the reliefs and exemptions to stimulate the economy, we have a huge debt ahead of us, servicing the interest payment that has been suspended. So if we are not told whether we are going to get some additional money from somewhere, then it's going to be a little problem.
More on taxes, the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Microcredit and Small Loan Center, MASLOC, has described the current tax regime as confusing, noting that an improved system will strengthen MASLOC's operations and sustain businesses. Clinton Yabwa reports.
Flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, hinted of major reforms to streamline taxes and broaden the tax base for increased revenue mobilization. The Microcredit and Small Loans Center, MASLOC, as a social intervention aimed at alleviating poverty by generating business through skills training, capital support and self-employment, is geared up to tap the prospects of the new proposed tax and financial systems. According to the Deputy CEO of MASLOC, Obidumbie Kwabna Samwa, the proposed economic interventions will help small businesses, including beneficiaries of MASLOC, thrive. He insists the proposed reforms would bring stability and predictability to the business landscape, benefiting importers and small business owners alike.
Personally, it's the business agenda. The fact that they're going to streamline taxes. Businesses need predictability. The current tax regime is extremely confusing. Quite frankly, for some of us who have business experience, it does not make sense. So for a president to come out and say, look, we're going to streamline taxes, make it extremely simple, have a flat tax rate, which is probably the best case type of tax system for a developing country like ours, is extremely impressive. If you look at the policy towards the ports, again, streamlining things, have single predictable rates at the port for importers to be able to understand and have clarity on their charges. Also, if you look at the part of the manifesto where we are going to match the import duties of competitive ports in our sub-region, these are brilliant ideas that businesses need. Businesses thrive and flourish on predictability. And if you look at the economic policies of the incoming president, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, he intends to deliver stability, predictability to the business community and to the economy, and that's how economies grow.
Kwabna Asamoah also says MASLOC plans to entrench digitalization of its operations to improve efficiency and impact.
So it's not a type of intervention where you just give social intervention away. You invest as a social intervention, allow people to create sustainable businesses so they're able then to transition away from low income or from poverty to higher income levels. So MASLOC plays a pivotal role in that economic transformation that the new administration of hope, I call it the incoming administration of hope, of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, and MASLOC plays a pivotal role, and I believe that MASLOC will be strengthened, will be improved, will be enhanced. My current CEO, Hajia Bibata Shani Mahama, is introducing a paperless, completely digitalized system at MASLOC to allow it to be more efficient, serve more people, and again, help us accomplish our core mandate of alleviating poverty.
Clinton Yeboah reports for Joy News.
Away from tax matters, the Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG is taking a new approach to reach out to the banking needs of customers and ensuring that communities without banks have access to any financial services. According to the bank, it is waiting for regulatory approval to begin rolling out a new digital channel to support the initiative. Managing Director of CBG, Daniel Ado, disclosed this to journalists at a short ceremony to unveil the refurbished medical laboratory for the Latte Health Center in the Eastern region as part of the bank's support to health infrastructure. More in this report.
Providing banking needs for rural communities has become a challenge in certain parts of the country due to the resolve by many commercial banks to cut spending on physical buildings with the advent of digital tools. As part of moves to ensure all rural communities get access to financial services, Managing Director for Consolidated Bank, Daniel Ado, has hinted that it is on course to drive digital innovations to increase the banking population. Speaking to journalists after handing over the refurbished Latte Medical Center laboratory in the Eastern region, Daniel Ado assured that it will continue to provide easy digital tools for customers as well as providing health infrastructure where needed.
So the idea is to contribute to the health infrastructure around our branch network. So everywhere we have a branch where there's a need for it, we will do what we can to contribute to the health infrastructure in that locality. Indeed, our distribution structure, our distribution going forward is to do more digital. Indeed, we're just awaiting approvals to launch a new digital initiative that will bring us closer to our customers and our customers yet to come. So you watch this space, you will find us very soon.
A representative from the Municipal Health Directorate has been applauding the bank for its support and called for more of such gestures to improve the healthcare needs of the area.
Initially, they used to travel all the way. When you were coming, you saw the roads. It's that bad. It's very bad. Sometimes it's when you are referring clients to Tetekwashi, it takes a longer time. Even for an ambulance to reach here, whatever will happen might go wrong. And so, in terms of accessibility, is going to help a lot. And then referring clients to go and have their labs done before you can confirm their diagnosis too is going to help a lot.
The bank is embarking on other programs to fulfill the sustainable development goals. Country senior partner PwC, Vish Ashangbo, has stated that Ghana's banking sector may not be able to actualize full digital operations in the next 5 years. Mr. Ashangbo noted that a significant number of consumers are still comfortable with face-to-face transactions, as the level of infrastructure development in certain parts of the country may be an issue. He spoke to Joy Business at the PwC Banking Customer Experience Breakfast Forum, which enumerated findings from a customer experience survey in the banking sector. According to the survey, speed, predictability of results, expertise, easy access, and low interest in customer concerns by staff emerged as customers' top 5 concerns. It also revealed that 64% of customers want short in-branch wait times. The survey proposed training for frontline staff to enhance product and process knowledge to guarantee exceptional customer experience for clients. Also, for convenience, 2 out of 5 respondents preferred WhatsApp to other digital communication channels. Commenting on how long the Ghanaian banking scene would take to fully operate digitally, here is what country senior partner at PwC, Vish Ashangbo, had to say.
Certainly not in the next 5 years. And that's simply because the demographics of a country like Ghana is such that we have a large population that is still coming to grips with the whole digital narrative. Beyond that, the reach of the networks, let me say, if you look across the country, the networks are concentrated in urban centers, right? But yet you have banking activity being done, for example, in cocoa producing areas, for example, or in mining communities. Even those, sometimes the connectivity issues are less. But digital relies on a network of some kind.
Co-developed by PwC and Data EQ, the Ghana Banking Sentiment Index provides a gauge for the overall customer sentiment towards the banking industry. It reviewed a public net sentiment score of 10% in 2024, better than UK's at negative 25.6% in 2023, but worse than that of Kenya and South Africa.
So you will find that the reputational index generally is higher than the operational, because the reputational is more within the control of the bank. So for example, if you launch a product and you run a campaign and you go out and you publicize all the attributes of that product, that will affect your reputational sentiment. But if your customers go to your ATM, or if they try and use your mobile app and it's not working, and they go online and post something, that is less within your control. That is why generally the reputational will tend to be higher than the operational. And that is why in the course of her presentation, she said that banks need to maybe spend a bit more time looking at the operational sentiment, because that was negative. So to the extent that you can move your operational sentiment into the positive, it then complements the reputational one to bring your overall sentiment higher than it currently is.
PwC advised financial institutions to prioritize customer experience by giving it a seat and a voice at the table of strategic and tactical considerations, while improving on experience offered customers. In more business news, policy think tank Africa Center for Entrepreneurship and Youth Empowerment
Aseye is calling for reforms in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. At the launch of its 2024 Regional Entrepreneurship Freedom Index report, Savannah region was identified as the moderately free and relatively supportive environment for business and entrepreneurial activities. There is more in the following reports. The 2024 Regional Entrepreneurship Freedom Index report focused on regional disparities and ways by which entrepreneurship freedom can be strengthened. In all, 14 indicators were used to assess the level of entrepreneurial freedom in all the 16 regions, including trade, labor, regulation, financial and market freedom. Chief Executive of the Africa Center for Entrepreneurship and Youth Empowerment, Emmanuel Akwa, said there is the need for deliberate changes in the entrepreneurial ecosystem to help businesses operate freely.
So when you're asking for real reforms, we are saying that, look, instead of just scratching the surface and, of course, going about partisan lines and being on the lookout for interest, personal interest, there has to be a holistic view as to how we approach the issues of entrepreneurship. Cash transfer programs, we have been doing it for years. The same, problem or the same projects that we come up with, just that we rebrand, the politicians rebrand them and give them different names. But what has been the impact of these projects? Now, can we assess the impacts of these projects as against the problems that these projects have caused? Then if we are embarking on all these projects and we are not seeing real growth, we are not experiencing economic growth, the prosperity level is on the decline, that clearly it should tell us that there is something fundamentally wrong.
He also called for the centralization of regulatory bodies to enhance the registration processes for small businesses.
If we reform the Office of the Registrar General's, the Office of the Registrar of Company, where there is synergy between the Office of the Registrar of Companies and the other institutions or mandated institutions to also issue lines and all that. If that place, there is that synergy, there is that harmony, where let's say a startup is able to get a tax holiday right at a go on a certificate. This is something that tends to benefit every single body. It might not be at that moment, but anytime anybody wants to embark on an entrepreneurial activity, it would be so easy for that person to benefit from those rewards.
Savannah region emerged the moderately free area with a conducive environment for economic growth. You're still watching Prime Business. Access to sustainable and modern energy services is essential for meeting basic human needs and driving economic and social development across Africa. At the Future of Energy Conference in Accra, Executive Director of the Africa Center for Energy Policy, Benjamin Boakye, emphasized the need to increase investment in addressing energy requirements for national and economic growth. More in this report.
2024 Future of Energy Conference flagship event focused on addressing Africa's energy needs and exploring sustainable solutions to reduce energy poverty and drive industrial growth. Speaking in an interview with Joy Business, the Executive Director of the Africa Center for Energy Policy, Benjamin Boakye, emphasized the need to advance the penetration of energy solutions to empower communities and businesses for economic development.
We recognize that even though we have to move to sustainable energy sources, we still have significant energy challenges. There are many of our population that have not even seen electricity before. They don't have access to clean cooking, energy. They don't even have access to modern form of transportation. So these are all energy challenges that confront the continent. So that we are able to address the energy needs of Africa in a more sustainable manner to promote businesses, jobs, and also empower communities and citizens to have modern, lifestyle, that promote development.
The CEO of the Association of Oil Marketing Companies, Dr. Riverson Upon, called for the use of cleaner forms of fuel.
Furniture is a key element of every interior design, whether for commercial or residential use. Yet, many designers struggle to find top-notch, professionally crafted pieces. That's where Landmark Furniture steps in. Located on the Spintex Road, this dynamic firm specializes in creating dream sofas with a professional touch, leaving a lasting impression on your visitors. As you look forward to meeting them at this year's EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair, let's take you on a tour of these craft masters.
Hello, welcome to Landmark Furniture. Here at Landmark Furniture, we are into production and sales of top-notch sofas. Come around, let me show you what we have to offer. I'm Stella Ebiabedu, the head of sales of Landmark Furniture. Landmark Furniture is into two things. We do production and then we do sales of sofas. So when it comes to the production, our woods are salted and treated before we use them for our structures. We have skilled workers who work on the wood before we start with our upholstery works. When I say upholstery works, they are those who dress the furniture. Our fabrics are not common in town and they are of very high quality, very beautiful as well. We do customization, we do production and sales as well. You can walk in here, you give us your design, or we can go to your apartment to take measurement of your space, and then we produce a different design for you to fit your space. With our products, we have our sofa bed, we have our 8-seater sofa couches, we have our 7-seater, we have 4, 3, 2, 1. We have corners that can take like 8 to 12 people. We have one that can take like 5 people. With your specification, we can get something to fit your space. Aside that one, we have fabrics you can choose from. We have our standard fabrics and then our premium fabrics. The premium fabrics are actually the luxurious ones. We have colors, a lot of colors you can choose from. When you walk in here at Landmark Furniture and then you see a design but not in your preferred color, the only thing you need to do is to tell us your preferred color, your preferred design, the number of seater you want, and we will do it just to fit your space. Apart from our products, we are into after-sales service. When you buy from Landmark Furniture and then you have a problem with your sofa, you can bring it back for us to fix it for you free of charge. We also advise or help our clients choose fabrics and designs to fit their space. Let's say you have a white floor or a gray floor tile. We give you a color that will match your floor and then your wall as well. We also have a sister company that sells quality, beautiful design curtains that we can recommend to you to get your curtains from them just to fit your couches you bought from Landmark Furniture. Aside that, you have the chance to choose a number of colors to design your sofa. So let's say your 3-seater, your 2-seater will be in 2 different colors. Your singles can also be in different colors to match the colors you chose for your long couches. Because they are made here in Ghana, and we treat our woods very well before using them, you can give us the number of years as guarantee because we can boldly say that it will last very long before it gets damaged or destroyed. We use high-density foams for our seats and that's of the arm, with our backrest as well. All the foams we use are of high density. Anyone can buy from Landmark Furniture, from individuals, schools, churches, hospitals, Airbnbs, hotels, guest houses. Anyone at all can walk in and buy from Landmark Furniture. Landmark Furniture, you have the chance to choose just one chair, one ascent chair, or a 3-seater or a 2-seater. You are not restricted. It's not compulsory to get the whole set. Because our prices are very moderate, we give you value for money and our materials are top-notch. You wouldn't see it anywhere. Our designs are very beautiful as well. At this year's EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair, Landmark Furniture is giving out 20% discount to all our clients who will be coming. We will be displaying some of our old designs and new designs as well. This 20% has a limited offer. So I'm inviting you all to come to this year's EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair to enjoy this 20% from Landmark Furniture. Landmark Furniture is situated at Bachuna Spintex, a mini drive from Bachuna Total Filling Station. and we are in front of Kedil to Crayon School. You can contact us on 050 33 0005, 050 33 0005, or 025 70 44 324, 025 70 44 324. You can also reach us on Landmark Furniture at Facebook and Instagram.
That's it for Prime Business for tonight. I am Pius Kojo Baka. Prime Sports is next. Enjoy.